Protect your online privacy today at expressvpn.com/inside.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to Inside Gaming Daily for Tuesday. It's the first day of E3 2020. Oh
yeah.
No, it's not. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Let's talk about managing expectations and why one of the biggest console makers seems to be doing a lot of that lately.
As the months go by and the next generation of consoles gets closer and closer, it sounds like Microsoft officials are kind of trying to keep expectations low for the Xbox Series X.
Expectations.
I do the same thing as I get closer. I'm so close, but it's gonna suck.
Anyways, like the PlayStation 5, the Xbox Series X is scheduled to launch this new holiday season, but it's looking like it could be a really rough time to try to sell a new console.
Yeah, officials here in the US recently announced that our economy has been in recession since February, to the shock and awe of everyone.
Since February, we've seen millions of people thrown out of work and most of the economy grind to a halt, and obviously not just here, but around the world.
Yeah, literally thrown. So it's a tough time to be asking people to pony up several $100 for a new video game machine.
In a recent interview, Xbox boss Phil Spencer talked about the challenges of launching a new console in these economic conditions.
Big Daddy Phil gave an interview to the BBC over in jolly old England where it definitely sounded like he's trying to shift the goalposts a little bit for the Xbox Series X.
So when it comes to actual production of the console, sweet papa Phil said that things are actually going pretty well, and that's no small thing. It's in fact a big thing. So global supply chains have been disrupted by all the closures of factories who make the parts that are needed for consoles.
It's true.
God damn it, Autumn.
Said,
sending us messages again. Look, it's not my problem anymore. It's Amir's problem now.
I used to know what it took to love you.
Spencer said, when I look at the hardware production now, I feel really good. We have test kits at home and we're all using them so we can ensure that everything's working the way it should. And with regards to the supply chain, it looks like builds of the consoles will be uninterrupted.
Let me cut in really quick. Alana, I don't know if you watch The Daily, but when we do a story about Australia, you know, we have the respect to do an Australian accent. You seem to just be doing your normal voice when Phil Spencer's an American
When
man.
I look at the hardware production
He added that they probably lost a couple of weeks in their testing cycle of the console, and he said, I feel like we'll be able to absorb a lot of that into the schedule, and I feel really good about our autumn launch. Let's do an autumn launch.
just get a really big trampoline.
Autumn, stop it with the messages.
And then Patrick, you could do your Autumn impression.
Yeah,
Like
no
a sad
offense,
Muppet.
Microsoft, but you definitely need to test your new consoles. The Red Ring of Death called, and nobody wants to talk to him ever again.
But hardware production apparently is not what Phil is most worried about. He said, it looks like we're moving into a period of massive economic uncertainty, and added that thing I'm probably focused on the most is the macroeconomic environment. That's the most CEO thing I've heard Phil say in a long time.
As he noted, video games are obviously a leisure activity, meaning that people are going to prioritize other things like rent and food over gaming.
You all into leisure? You got your smoking robes and your pipes? I'm a big time leisure guy. Yeah, it's called being a filthy casual, gaming over eating. Plebs. And here's where Phil did a little managing of expectations. He told the BBC, if now is not the time for you to buy a new console and you're going to stay with the console you have, we're going to keep supporting that console.
Yeah, they're obviously not going to pull the plug on the Xbox One series. Microsoft has been really vocal about that since the beginning. It's been good to see hardware manufacturers supporting legacy machines more and more in recent years.
What did Phil say?
Then Phil brought up their smart delivery program, where he said,
You can buy your games and know that when you buy the next console, your games will move with you to allow consumers to make the choice that's right for them. I just would like it to be clear that I'm not mocking Phil Spencer. I think he's a great dude, but I'm actually really stoked about smart delivery. I think that this is a really cool system. It only works for some games. It seems like it's on a publisher by publisher basis, and not all publishers are going for it, which I feel like is just gonna change pretty quickly because people are gonna call out anyone who doesn't opt into smart delivery.
Phil's a pro. He takes a tough question and he turns it into a plug for the company. I wish we were here to write our ad segues. Oh, but he's not, so this is it. It's bad. It's real bad. I'm sorry, but today's episode is sponsored by Omaha Steaks.
Father's Day is still coming up, so why don't you give Dad the gift he really wants this year, which is perfectly aged tender steaks. Omaha Steaks will deliver the world's best steaks and a huge variety of other favorites right to your dad's door. Right now, Omaha Steaks is offering our viewers access to a variety of amazing packages that are perfect to send Dad for Father's Day. Go to omahasteaks.com and enter the code INSIDE into the search bar. You'll see all of the great options available, many that include free shipping and a free 1-pound package of their perfectly cured, incredibly thick applewood smoked steak cut bacon. Wow. There are many packages available that are all perfect for dad, and they are all ready to be shipped straight to his door for Father's Day. Omaha Steaks has a variety of Father's Day packages that include world-famous Omaha Steaks, naturally aged at least 21 days for tenderness and hand-carved to perfection, burgers, franks, sausages, and other favorites perfect for grilling. It's June, premium poultry and pork cut by Omaha Steaks butchers and individually sealed for freshness and flavor, tasty and easy to make side dishes, no work one-step family meals, artisan desserts, and much more. Right now, Father's Day packages are ready to order and ready to ship, and many include free shipping and a free pound of steak cut bacon. Omaha Steaks delivers guaranteed quality and safety with every order, so send Dad a gift of food he'll love this year. Visit omahasteaks.com and type INSIDE in the search bar to shop for Father's Day today. Thank you, Omaha.
Sexy Mr. Spencer also brought up the past recession, saying that even when we went back and looked at the 2008-2009 and that recession to see what the impact was on gaming did okay. It was durable.
Then he offered a little window into Microsoft's thinking about the next generation, saying that their strategy is centered around the player, not the device. Such a change from the Xbox One launch, when it was more about surveillance.
Phil said, "Our strategy does not revolve around how many Xboxes I sell this year. We're focused on delivering services through Xbox Game Pass, which allows people to build their library for a monthly fee."
And Phil has said similar things in the past, that it's more about getting you into their ecosystem and paying a monthly subscription rather than selling you a specific device. Yeah, which seems to be what he's saying here, but you could also read this as him subtly admitting that sales of the Xbox Series X might be bad this year. Oh, and this is a way for him to get out in front of it by saying that that's not their main goal. Oh, you clever bastard.
Yeah, it looks like when you're losing a game to your big brother and start yelling, "I never cared about this stupid game anyway."
Of course, Microsoft won't be the only console maker dealing with a difficult economic environment. Sony is launching the PlayStation 5 this holiday season too, and the economy isn't going to just magically be better for them either.
Meanwhile, Nintendo's gonna be like, it's a Jello mold that you can use as a controller. Woo!
$800. Yeah, but Sony might have some advantages here. They're coming off the PlayStation 4, which is one of the best-selling consoles of all time. It sold more than 110 million units, making it the second best-selling non-portable of all time, trailing only the PS2, which is insane, especially in this era when a lot of pundits kind of wrote off traditional consoles as a thing of the past.
Plus, in all its years of making consoles, Sony has never made a legit stinker. Even the PS3, which got off to a slow start, sold more than 87 million units.
So yeah, I mean, you'd think Sony probably has some goodwill in the minds of gamers. When it comes to possibly buying a PS5, there's some trust built up, you know? They know that they're on the side of Kratos.
Meanwhile, the Xbox One consoles weren't bad, but they suffered from a lack of exclusives and didn't quite capture the public's imagination the way the Xbox 360 did. I mean, that's what I think they're gonna do. They went back in numbers. You gotta keep ramping those numbers up.
So he's basically saying, hey, if we don't get off to a fast start, that's okay. We're actually laughing about it. Absolutely not crying. It honestly actually probably isn't a big deal for them because Game Pass is the thing they're pushing anyway. Like, genuinely, I don't think this is a deflection. This is a, you know, they'll sell how they sell. People will buy them. It's good hardware. It seems like it's going to be, I think it's going to be pretty impressive.
But large Uncle Phil's not the only Microsoft official trying to set the bar a tiny bit lower for the Xbox Series X. While the new machine has impressed a lot of people with its specs, one official recently admitted that the PS5 is going to have an edge when it comes to load times.
Microsoft program manager Bill Stillwell recently appeared on the Iron Lords podcast, where he talked about the PS5's fancy solid-state drive. Of course, the new Xbox will have one too, but Sony has really made it a priority to cut load times as much as possible.
Stillwell said, "I'm really impressed in the architecture Sony did with their drive, and they'll be able to do really cool stuff with it." But he said that he trusts Xbox game developers to come up with enough tricks to work around the loading screen issue. He specifically said, "So maybe I'm just making this up, but maybe there are elevators in the Xbox version and not in the Sony version. I don't know how they're going to address it, but they will learn to address it, and they will figure out ways to work around it."
Who wants to read Xbox
Xbox load screens confirmed.
Yeah, it was a pretty amazing admission that their console might not be able to do everything the PS5 can. You don't often hear it when a company is rolling out a new console. Hey kids, ours kind of sucks in this area, but you should still buy it.
Yeah, back to Phil Spencer, he also told Wired in a separate interview that the Xbox Series X won't be Microsoft's last console, but ultimately he said it's about following players to where they're playing. That's with the console on a TV, great, but he added, we're going to be focusing on the players and the devices that they have that fit in their lifestyle.
I guess that's why they're also putting a ton of money into their streaming platform project, xCloud, which
Expectations.
right now seems like it's probably the fan favorite. People seem to really like xCloud a lot. In the end, Spencer said that the nice thing about being in a company the scale of Microsoft is that we're able to make bets across a lot of those fronts, and we're not really dependent upon any one of those individual kinds of businesses or relationships to succeed.
AKA, it's cool if you don't buy our new console. We got $1 bazillion and we will find you, no matter what you're playing on.
Yeah, Microsoft's still a giant fish, and the good news is that they seem to be really committed to gaming no matter what device we're playing them on.
Honestly, though, I kind of
Yeah.
just appreciate the clarity on this story. Like, I feel like
Yeah.
they're being really transparent. And again, when you think about how bad that Xbox One launch was, how bad that presentation was,
Yep.
and you compare it to this is like all kinds of incredible. Like, I feel very
Yeah.
good about,
Well,
about
and
what
they're not,
they're doing.
and they're not installing a surveillance device in your home this time around. Take her away.
Hey everybody, welcome back to... What'd you say?
Take her away.
Hey everybody, welcome
Take
back
her
to
away,
Inside
Connor.
Gaming Daily for Tuesday. Let's talk way too early about who's already won the next gen.
Oh, another one of these, huh?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
Hey,
they're still
wait.
doing it. They're still going.
Stofers. The
What you
official
got?
Stofers Stovetop account just followed Funhouse.
It's